For random sampling methods, we need to have a list of everyone in the population. Now, that's not always possible. When it's not possible, we can use non-random methods, which we're looking at today. Non-random sampling will not require you to have a list of all the members of the population, which can be a real benefit, especially if your population is large, such as a country. For quota sampling, you need to first of all figure out the groups you're interested in. If you're a clothes shop, you may be interested in the views of males and females. You know that there are roughly 50% males in the population, so you want to make sure that if your sample size is 4, you pick 2 males and 2 females. For opportunity sampling, you select the first people you come across that fit your selection criteria. If you're looking at the views of teachers about education reform, you want the sample size to be 2, for instance, you would select the first 2 teachers you come across. Are you a teacher? No. Are you a teacher? Yep. Are you a teacher? Yep. Woohoo, I have my 2. It could be the first 2 that reply to an advert, for example. Let's go through these questions. So we're told an advertiser would like to see how people react to an advert selling a new pram and wants a sample size of 20. And we need to explain how we would use quota sampling. For quota sampling, you first of all need to identify a relevant characteristic such as age or number of children and gender. Next, we need to set quotas for each group based on the proportions in the population. So say for instance, if a quarter of the population are parents, you set a quota of a quarter of 20, which will be 5 parents. The advertiser then assesses which quota each person is in and keeps asking people until each quota is filled. For opportunity sampling, they'll need a method to obtain participants, such as an advert in a newspaper or standing outside a coffee shop. The advertiser may only be interested in new parents or parents-to-be, so they're going to select the first 20 people that fit that criteria, the first 20 people who are either parents or parents-to-be. Quota sampling and opportunity sampling have their advantages and disadvantages. So for quota sampling, the advantages are that you can get a representative sample from a small sample size because you're focusing on that quota, so you're making sure you get enough people for each of the voices you want to hear from. There's no need for a sampling frame, so you don't need to have a list of all the people in your population. It can be cheap, quick and easy, and you can compare groups with quota sampling, which is nice. The disadvantages are that it can be biased since it's not random. How you set up your quotas can generate a bias. The quotas may actually be incorrect or expensive to make accurate. So you may think that a quarter of people are parents when really they're not. And it can be expensive to increase the scope of, for instance, the survey. For opportunity sampling, the advantages are very short because it's just cheap, quick and easy because it's just the first people you come across. So you're not having to turn away that many people. The disadvantages is unlikely to be representative, so the group that you end up with may not fully reflect the population. For instance, if you took a group at random on any population, you'd expect there roughly to be 50% males, 50% females, but opportunity sampling may give you all males or all females, so it won't be representative of the population, and it is very dependent on the person carrying out the research. Let's finish on this question. So we've covered 5 sampling methods. Explain which you think is most used and why. If you have an answer, write it in the comments below. Also, you can come to onmaths.com or click the link in the description where you can access all our A-level papers and predictions for free, and you can save your scores with a free account. This video is part of a larger A-level course that you can follow along with at onmaths.com.